officially my favorite time of the year. It's time for 𝘖𝙪𝙨 2023, and right now I'm actually wearing the first ever 𝘖𝙪𝙨 sweater design. Way back when I first did 𝘖𝙪𝙨, I just announced the other day on Instagram. It is an iguana. So merch link in bio if you want to go get this year's 𝘖𝙪𝙨 Christmas sweater or any of the past year's 𝘖𝙪𝙨 Christmas sweaters. They are all there. But of course, we have to start off 𝘖𝙪𝙨 with a Reptile Keeper gift guide. That way you have time to go shopping. Real quick before we jump into the video, don't forget to go and follow me on Instagram. We have great 𝘖𝙪𝙨 giveaways lined up this year that you do not want to miss out on, and those are happening on Instagram. So be sure to go follow me over there at @ZA_reptiles. I will be posting those giveaways soon. Now, every year I've done a Reptile Keeper gift guide, so I will put all the previous ones linked in the description below. So if you need more ideas, you can go check it out. Some of these may overlap with those previous ones, but every year I try to think of something different, something new, instead of the same old, so you can kind of give a more unique but still useful gift to the Reptile Keeper in your life. Or maybe you're a Reptile Keeper and you're trying to figure out what to ask for Christmas and you just need some ideas. I've got you. Let's jump into it. Starting right off are books, and specifically the Arcadia books. So I personally have the Reptile and Amphibian Nutrition book from Arcadia, but there are several, and honestly anything from Arcadia is just fantastic. The books contain such good information, and they're not very big, they're pretty tiny, so nice and easy to put inside a present. So definitely would recommend any of the Arcadia books. Alright, next is a little bit of a bigger one, and that's a shop vac. So I have a shop vac that I got for doing waters from my bigger animals. I didn't want to have to carry around this giant tub of water everywhere. So I just got a little shop vac, a little wet and dry vac. That way I could just carry around an empty water dish, be able to clean it easier without worrying about spilling water all over myself. Dirty water at that. Water with poop in it. But then I came to realize that shop vacs are really helpful for when it comes to cleaning out enclosures in a very quick way. So instead of sitting there having to shovel out the substrate, I just take a shop vac and suck it all out. So shop vacs are very useful in more than one way, especially if you have someone that has turtles or some enclosure that has a water feature. So that would be a nice big gift. Of course, it would not be a Reptile Keeper gift guide if I did not plug my shop, Herpetology Boutique. I have all sorts of apparel, gifts, decor, whatever for reptile and amphibian keepers. Shirts, sweatshirts, signs, art prints, stickers, drinkware, literally so many things geared towards reptile keepers. I always have the link for my shop in my video description so you can go and check those out. The next one is something that I have that has come in handy on more than one occasion, and that is this little tiny rechargeable little drill screwdriver thing. So I don't have a thing in it right now, but it comes with all the little things to put in here, so you can have a Phillips head, flathead, whatever, you name it. And every time I get in an enclosure that I have to put together, whether it's a wooden enclosure or a PVC enclosure, this bad boy has helped me do that. So it's really nice to have, rather than storing a ginormous drill or something. I just have this little guy, his little cord to plug him in to recharge him, and it has been so helpful. So if I can find this one in particular on Amazon, I will link it in the Amazon gift guide that I will link in the description below. That way you guys can see which one exactly I am using. But on that note, a big drill too, especially if they like to build their own enclosures. Next up are smart plugs. So I personally use the GoSun smart plugs. Got them right off of Amazon, and it's super helpful because you can set up timers for your lights if you plug your lights into them right from your phone. So I have been slowly switching all my animals over to these smart plugs because when we moved in, I set up a timer for these enclosures over here, and the timer is behind the enclosures, which means I can't very easily get to it, which means I have not been able to change it for daylight savings times, when we lose power. So these enclosures are a little bit off timing compared to the rest of my enclosures because I cannot get back there to get to the little timer knob to change it. And that is when I realized that smart plugs are the way to go. So smart plugs, a smart strip, something along those lines, so that their lights can be easily controlled from their phone. Next is some sort of Wi-Fi home camera, home security camera. I personally have the Blink cameras. Those are super awesome for just either watching your reptile room or watching specific animals. So I have one in this reptile room up here, so that, you know, if I'm gone and I like have a moment of panic where I'm like, did I shut this enclosure? I can pull up the camera and I can see, and I can double check, make sure all the doors are shut. And then I have one in Muppet's enclosure just because she's in the basement. So with my animals upstairs, I'm constantly around them all the time, where Muppet, I have to actively go down to the basement. So it's nice to have that camera on her so that I can just pull it up and see how she's doing, see what she's up to. Next up is an Aero Garden, and what I really love about Aero Garden is they have seed pods for beneficial greens for reptiles. A lot of times when you get into things that are more so meant for human consumption, you get your basic lettuces and whatnot that really don't provide much nutritional value to reptiles. But they have different things like the collards, turnips, Swiss chard, whatever, if I'm remembering correctly. But I do love my Aero Garden, and it's a great way to save some money on reptile food if you just grow your own. And it's really hard to mess up and kill them, so it's a great gift for a ton of people because it doesn't really require much extra effort to keep the plants alive. It's kind of self-sustaining as long as you remember to top off the water and put in the plant food every now and then when it tells you to. Literally, I think I say this every year, and I'm going to continue saying it every year: cork bark. If you gift a reptile keeper cork bark, they're gonna love you forever. And a lot of places have cork barks in different amounts. So I'm just putting it out there. If you go and get a big box of cork bark, like 5-pound box of cork bark, that reptile keeper is going to love you. You can never go wrong with cork bark, especially things like cork rounds. They make for really good hides, and you can cut a cork round in half and then boom, suddenly you have 2 pieces of cork bark that you can use. Next up, this gift idea is really good if you're a last minute gift giver. Maybe you don't know much about reptiles or the reptiles that the person you're shopping for keeps. So you can get them gift cards, and I'll give a couple examples of places to get gift cards for that will be beneficial for them. So probably the easiest thing is an Amazon gift card, right? Anyone can use an Amazon gift card. They can get whatever they need from Amazon. Amazon has tons of pet supplies. So an Amazon gift card you can really never go wrong with. But reptile supplies places like Josh's Frogs, Pangea, I don't know if 𝘬𝙪𝙨.com has gift cards or not, but that'd be worth checking because they are an awesome site. If they keep lizards like bearded dragons, blue-tongued skinks, tegus, anything that eats like meat or bugs, if they have turtles, if they have snakes, a Reptilinks gift card is super awesome, especially because a lot of people want to try Reptilinks but they don't take the plunge just because it's a little bit of a pricier purchase up front. So Reptilinks gift card will definitely help allow that reptile keeper to try them out, which I highly recommend because Reptilinks are so good for your reptiles. They're made from whole prey, they're not processed at all. So from a nutrition standpoint, Reptilinks are awesome. And then any of their local grocery stores, a Wegmans, Price Chopper, Walmart, if they have animals that eat greens like a bearded dragon, tegu, iguana, turtles and tortoises, blue-tongued skinks, those grocery stores usually carry those beneficial greens that the animals will eat. So even just a grocery store gift card so they can go and get their animal food is super awesome. And finally, number 10, literally anything reptile related. Socks, t-shirts, hoodies, jewelry, notebooks, I don't even know, literally anything reptile related. Bonus points if it's punny, and bonus points if it has to do with an animal that they have. So if you know that your reptile keeper you're shopping for has a bearded dragon, bonus points if you go out and find like bearded dragon socks or something. I actually have bearded dragon socks, I love them. Because as a reptile keeper, sometimes it's nice when our gifts are actually for us as opposed to for the animals. I mean, we always appreciate getting things for the animals, but sometimes it's nice to get something that's, you know, meant for you. If you have more reptile keeper gift ideas, leave them in the comments below so that anyone shopping can have some more ideas. Like I said, I will link that Amazon reptile keeper Christmas list in the description below. That way you guys can go and get some ideas and kind of see what items I use that I would recommend, as well as my shop link. And if you just scroll down, I've got tons of different affiliate codes and whatnot for different reptile related companies or eco-friendly companies. That way when you're doing your Christmas shopping, maybe you can get a little bit of a discount. When you use those codes, it also helps me because sometimes I get a little bit of a commission or I get points towards a future purchase, which only helps the animals, which is super great since I have a reptile education business. Every little bit counts towards helping me care for the animals so we can go out and do education. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Merry start to Heartmas, and I will see you for the next video. Bye!